After a beautiful afternoon here on the banks of the Severn River, following up practice with Alex Tecza, Navy sophomore fullback. And what a year it's been for you. 12 months ago, just arriving on the yard, getting your feel both on and off the field on the scout team. And then as the year goes on, things progress, and now you find yourself in the regular rotation in the fullback in the backfield.
Yeah, it's a dream come true, really. I worked my whole life for this, so all my hard work, I guess, is paid off, and I'm in awe still. Playing in Dublin, my first game ever as a college player. Playing at home, beating Wagner, going 24-0, and then scoring a touchdown against Memphis, in the Liberty Bowl. So and that's so they say the second best, third best team will play all year. So it's definitely given me a lot of confidence, and I hope I can keep it up. Hope this team win a lot of games this year for sure.
And what was that like on national television at the historic Liberty Bowl in Memphis, breaking one for 75?
Yeah, honestly, I can't even remember it. It was just such a shock. The whole team come up and patting my back and saying good job, and I don't even remember the play. So it was it's special though. I dreamed about it as a kid. High school. Dreamed about playing. In this kind of football. Playing in front of thousands of people, it's a dream come true. And even though I can't remember it, I know watching on film, it was a blessing for sure.
And I mentioned a year ago on the scout team and getting acclimated to the academy itself. How difficult was that, going through that, coming off a senior year at Mount Lebanon in Pittsburgh, where you were Mr. Football, you were all sorts of things, winning a championship with your high school, and then trying to work your way through your plebe season?
Yeah, it was definitely a shift. A lot more schoolwork. Football, college football, Division I football it's a lot more than high school football. You get a lot more meetings. It's a lot more time on your hands, and it was definitely a shift. It was hard to adapt to, but I think the resources they have here, the tutors, upperclassmen helped a lot. The coaches were very encouraging. I think that helped me a lot. Transition to becoming not only a D1 football player, but at a school like this. It's not unlike any other school. So it was definitely a transition, but I think you kind of found your way. You were with a lot of people who were new to it, and they kind of helped you out too. So it wasn't too bad. It wasn't something no one can do, but it definitely was. It was tough at first for sure.
And how have you transitioned your game from your high school years, from being on the scout team last year to being in the regular rotation now in the backfield?
Yeah, it was hard. Freshman year, being on the scout team, that's a hard transition. Playing 4 years, starting 4 years to not getting any time at all. I was blessed to even travel with the team. That was huge for me. It was a lot of fun, very low stress. Just being able to experience walking out in front of thousands of people was definitely a lot of fun. But it was definitely a transition. But I think as I found my role on not only scout team, but then helping out some of the starters, practice plays and stuff like that. I think I found my role, and as it was hard, it was I knew my role, I knew my job, and I just executed it.
And how have you matched your skills this year, your sophomore year, in this offense where you find yourself in the regular rotation?
Yeah, I think I worked hard all summer. Dabo was a really good guy. He was a really good mentor for me. I think he was probably the one person that believed in me most, along with the coaches too. They all believed in me. They saw what I could do on the field, not only with spring ball, but with summer workouts, and then obviously fall camp too, which was not too long ago. And I think I kind of solidified myself, and I kind of proved to my coaches and my teammates that I could get the job done and I can help them win games. And I think that's huge. Having that support, having people that believed in me was all I needed, really, just to get out there and make a name for myself.
And one person who I know really believes in you, your father. I was watching some of the fall practices with him on the sidelines, talking about you and how excited he was the opportunity you have here at the Naval Academy.
Yeah, him and my mom are the best. They've supported me since I was first grade when my dad introduced me to football. He was a D1 football or a D3 football player himself. Played in college, played all throughout high school at Erie Prep, and they were both athletes, and they got me into a lot of sports as a kid, and I just fell in love. They really kept me motivated. Off season they kept me going to workouts, kept me going to practices, and then they haven't missed a game. I don't think they're at everything, whether it be in Texas or right at home here in Annapolis, and they're going to go to everyone they can this year, and they've supported me a lot, and I thank them a lot for that.
And what do you like best as your role in this offense for Navy?
Yeah, I think just the versatility. I know last year was hard for me because it was just a traditional B-back. We kind of just ran up the middle, blocked, and that was it. But now, Coach Chestnut and his staff, he's brought a lot of versatility. We're out in routes. we're not only blocking, we're running in space, and that's what I'm used to. That's high school. That's where I kind of shine. Out in space, out and around the edge. Catching balls in the backfield, catching balls upfield. So I think just the versatility at our position. Me and Dabo can do it all, and I think that's important to get us in space and kind of confuse the defense a little bit more.
I know you said that the last time before last year that you were in a three-point stance was when you were playing Pop Warner football. What's it like to be up now and get that look at the offense of line and see what they're doing as you get the ball?
Yeah, it's a lot more comfortable. I told you in the interview on over Zoom, it was just nothing I was comfortable with. I hadn't been down since second grade. I was center. My dad put me there just to get me on the field. So it's been years since I've had to do that, and it was definitely a shift. I wasn't super motivated to try to learn the offense and learn that position, but I think as time grew, I kind of developed skills, and I got more confident and I got more comfortable, and I think that helps. But like you said, we're in gun now. We're shifting out and empty, and I think that's huge for me. It makes me available to make plays. I think it definitely builds my confidence, and I think it's just huge for our offense all around.
And physically, how are you holding up, and how do you feel as you move through the season?
Yeah, I'm a little bit smaller than the rest of the backs and the rest of the guys on the field. Memphis, you're looking at these guys. They're like 100 pounds heavier than me, so it's definitely a big thing to stay healthy. I feel like one of my strengths is taking hits, and I'm just a tough kid. Not to brag, but I feel like I'm pretty good at getting up after a big hit, and just playing along with my size. And I think it's huge, but I think the staff does a great job. They're keeping us healthy on the practice field and the weight room. We got the best trainers in the country, I believe, and they always have treatment. So it's definitely going to be. It's football. You're going to get hurt, you're going to get bumps and bruises, but it's just about getting back up, and I think I'm pretty good at that.
What is it about the Western Pennsylvania football culture that matches so well with the culture here at the Naval Academy?
Yeah, and I think that's where I got my toughness. I think Western Pennsylvania is hard-nosed football. I think most of the coaches who coach there are just old-school guys. It's very old-school football, and you're playing teams all over the country like St. Joe's Prep, who we played in the state finals my senior year. And I think playing teams like that who, produce D1 Division Power 5 players, I think it's, I got very comfortable playing against bigger guys, faster guys, and I think it definitely set me up for success to play here.
And what would you like to achieve as you move through the season?
Yeah, I just think helping out my team. I love to, get us, a certain amount of yards, a certain amount of touchdowns, but, I think the best thing for me is just helping out my team win. Hopefully can win 10, 11 games this year, and, I think we can for sure.
He's Navy sophomore fullback Alex Tecza, really making a name for himself in the rotation in the backfield for the Midshipmen.